Hey there, so today we have another review. This is a beer courtesy of Ryan from Roaring Table. Thank you so much. This is actually in collaboration with Art History. So Art History, I believe, is out of... They're in Chicagoland, but I believe they're outside of Chicago, but well-known brewery. I believe they also make some awesome lagers. And yeah, so this is the Continental system. This is a Baltic Porter, 6.7%. A style that's really not too accessible. I mean, obviously, I reviewed a few. I want to say, like, I mean, if you're from New England, you get Framingham from Jack's Abbey. But then if you just go on the regular old, like, beer shelf, you can get, what is it? Zenit from Finland. And then there's also Zivich, I think, from Poland. And then there are a few other European examples, I want to say, but yeah, not really a popular style. It's sort of like the European imperial style, but definitely, obviously, actually, I believe it's actually originally from Poland, but definitely lower in alcohol, so generally a little bit lower in alcohol than your American imperial stout. Obviously, lower in roast bitterness, blah blah. So. Beer comes pretty dark. I mean, that's a solid deep brown to black color. It's actually like medium brown pouring out of the can, and then so this color is probably like a deep brown to black, but honestly looks a little bit like black on the in the glass. But like you can see a little bit of like light shooting through the end of the bottom of the glass. Beer comes in a really wonderful kind of like a head is actually like a really light tan. Yeah, very light tan. Wonderful head on that. It smells nice. I mean, that's a rich malt character. It's got licorice, dark fruits, dried dates, plums, a little bit of like dry cherry note, almost like a little bit of like. I mean, it's a standard. It's a beer, but like a non-barrel aged beer. It also has a light kind of like woody character to it. Definitely loaded with the dark fruit. Roast is not too intense. It has some of that kind of like a Doppelbock kind of intensity, rich depth of toasted bread character, caramel, light, a little bit light in the roast. Yeah, it's more. I think of like root beer, sarsaparilla, Coca-Cola, those dark flavors. Which if you've ever poured one, they're actually like medium to dark brown, not quite black, right? So that's what you get instead of like coffee, chocolate, espresso. It's more cola-ish, dark brown flavors, not black flavors. That's what I smell. Cheers. Oh wow, okay. This beer has a lot more going on the palate, huh? On the palate, you get this kind of I think the nose is pretty spot on, but there's a little bit more roast than I was calling on the more roast on the palate than there is on the nose. Up front, yes, it's somewhere between a dark doppelbock and like an English imperial stout or something like that, right? So you get like dark fruit flavors, follows with the palate, follows with the nose. Dried dates, dried prunes, a little bit of that kind of like quad character, a lot of dark fruit in here, and then it comes on with that kind of bold, kind of like drippy kind of sweetness. Moving on to like more of that root beer and cola kind of flavor, a little bit of sweetness there, and then on the back end, we certainly get some roast. Yeah, it's nice and pleasant. It is definitely a little bit more restrained than your American Imperial Stout. Has this kind of like Tootsie Roll chocolate. Again, there is a little bit of black flavor in here, but we keep mentioning things that are like just deep brown, right? Dark brown flavor of the Tootsie Roll. Milk chocolate. As you wait more, a little bit of kind of like licoricey, dried cherry flavor in there as well. Complexity is long, deep, goes on and on and on. Back end finishes with a little bit of like residual sweetness and that kind of like light roast character to help like bounce out the beer. Yeah, milk chocolate, maybe a hint of roast. It pushes towards maybe like a I call it sometimes like a instant coffee. Instant coffee is a good analogy. So I guess coffee, the actual coffee, instant coffee sort of tastes like regular coffee, right? A little bit nuttiness in there as well. Really nice. Love the complexity of this beer. Really sits with like large amounts of flavor for a beer that's 6.7. So again, you're talking about like beers like an Inga Celebrator. I think it's like right around this ABV. Wonderful depth of complexity, lots of malt flavor. This is obviously not a Doppelbock, but it has that kind of analogy to depth of flavor at 6-7% without going all the way to like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, for your American Imperial Stouts. Body's medium plus a full. The beer has a really nice kind of like, I was smelling it too, and I suspect maybe it's hops. There's a little bit of this kind of just like woodsy character. It sort of hits like a third to half palate in, and like helps like offer some balance. I don't want to call it maybe hops. So again, great aromatics, wonderful, just depth of flavor, long flavor of like dark fruits, all the malts, so the deep brown flavors, the light roast character, a little bit of hoppiness, alcohol's hidden. Again, so much flavor for something that's just under 7%, which is crazy. So malts for day is absolutely delicious. Let's go with the solid. That's dang good. It's solid 96. 96, that is art history and roaring table. The Continental system, 96. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Ryan. Cheers. Later.